Hello and welcome to Taekwondo Training. I'll be a host for today's show, Bob Lemire. Your instructor for today's show will be none other than Jeff Zifferman. Welcome to the show, Jeff. Excuse me.
Thank you, Bob.
Jeff is a champion power lifter. Broke a record or two. We're going to talk about that. In today's show, what we're going to do is we're going to show you, especially in martial arts or any sport, we all like to lift weights. We all like to get stronger and stuff. A lot of people I notice when I go to the gym want to lift heavy weights, and I've lifted my whole life, and I know how they're lifting, and I'm saying that's injury you can see it's going to happen the way they're lifting. So we're going to go over some techniques of how to do some heavy weightlifting and doing it the right way with your body posture. Jeff, just tell us a little about yourself and what's happened in the last couple of months. And
yeah, so I live in New Hampshire. I compete in powerlifting, about 165 pounds usually when I compete, and in February I achieved the state record for deadlift. Nice. Within that weight class.
Nice.
So that's where I'm at right now.
Wow, that's nice. And you've just recently started doing the powerlifting and the competition. Just recently, with the last couple of years, right?
It's been about a year and a half.
Yeah. Just going to join me on the podcast show after this show. We're going to go right over into the podcast booth, where you can see both shows on YouTube, the YouTube channel. We have a channel. TKD Grandmaster Bob Lemire, or TKD Bob Lemire, and you'll see all our shows. This show should be on hopefully in a day or so. But anyway, so what we're going to do is, and I've got just a regular stick. It's nothing. We didn't want to bring weights in here. We're at the studio. It's a lot of work. But he's going to use this as a prop for the weights. So what's the first one you'd like to demonstrate? What do you call it? And I don't know the names of it either. I know nothing about powerlifting, even though I've lifted. All my life I've lifted short weights, light weights, and a lot of reps, just to keep my weight down for the competition, whatever.
So the three main lifts in powerlifting is squat, bench, and deadlift.
Right.
And so
there's three, or there's three?
So three main, so SBD is the acronym. And so we squat, so generally you put the bar on your back just like this. And you spread your legs out, kind of just past shoulder width apart. Spread your feet out just a little bit. You want to pinch your shoulder blades together, and then focusing on hinging your hips while you squat down. The idea is to keep your back as straight as possible and keep the bar moving up and down, kind of in the same direction.
Right.
So the idea is to squat as low as you can.
Yeah, you have to go a certain distance down, right?
That's right. Yeah. So my hips are really tight right now. But
no, that's fine.
I'm gonna get as low as I can. The idea is for your hips to go right past, or your hip crease to get past your knees when you squat down. So about that low, and again, not the best form, but that's the idea for squat. So you're gonna go down past your knees, and then come back up.
Do you have to stay for any second? Or as long as they can see that plane, is a plane that you...
Right, exactly. Then you have to stand back up, lock your knees out, and then re-rack the weights.
All right, so now you see how quickly we did that? Because it's simplistic in your mind.
Right.
But there's a million little things you're doing. It's like any martial art move, right? There's a million things we're doing, but you do it so much, they just think, oh, everybody must know. But they just see me do it. It's easy to... No.
Right.
So when you're in this position, all right, so you're back here. Now, you're starting to move, all right? You straight as possible? Are you keeping your back as straight? Are you keeping that? Or does it matter?
The idea, again, is you want to keep your back straight. Your back can be bent a little bit, but as long as your back is straight, that's okay. Nothing too crazy, because you don't want the weight to go over and go past your head.
Right.
But the idea is, again, to keep your back straight, flex your core, and then when you go down, you want to hold your breath.
You are holding your breath?
Yep.
Okay.
Take a deep breath.
Wow.
And then push back with your legs.
See, I would think that you blow out, but no.
No, there's a little bit of science in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I can imagine.
Where you want to maintain as much oxygen in your blood as possible.
Wow.
While you're moving that heavy
Right.
heavy weight.
Right. So now you're back here. What do you want, a bar?
Yep. So they have power bars. They have squat bars. Generally, they weigh between 45 and 55 pounds, depending on which one you're using. So the bar just weighs that, and then you put equal.
But
amounts
they're
of weight
already
on each
set up
side.
on a bar, or somebody pick them up, put them on your shoulder. How does that work?
It is racked on. Generally, they have. Well, if you go to a place like Planet Fitness, they have Smith machines.
Right.
Where the bars are attached to that.
Right. But during competition,
Oh yeah, during competition.
because now you're going max, so you could be wobbling.
Yep.
And there's people spotting you.
There's people spotting. The bar is sitting on a rack that you have to pick up yourself, walk
Okay.
back,
All right. Yeah.
get your stance ready,
Right.
act like you're ready to do the lift. You'll get the command to squat, and then you will
Right.
squat, and then go back up, walk your knees out.
So you notice, all sports in one way or another have the same concept on balance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have this one stance, and it's called a horse riding stance. Almost what you're in.
Right.
You're almost in a horse riding stance, so that he has the best. How can I put it? Balance with gravity, because gravity's trying to rip you down to that ground.
Right, exactly.
Especially with that weight on there.
Yep.
Yeah. So this would now no other stance like this would be because you got to bend this way. Right?
Yeah, the idea is to use both your legs equally. You don't want to injure your spine
Right,
or
right.
your shoulders, anything like that,
Right,
or your
right.
knees.
And so you're constantly going for the heavier weight.
Yeah.
So you have to. That's the game, right?
Right.
So isn't it? I'm looking at some stuff on Facebook and TikTok, where people on these things and everything gives. You've seen
Yeah,
them.
it's
wow.
nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. So generally, the idea is when you are training, you don't necessarily want to try to consistently achieve your one rep max.
You want to just get.
You
So
want
you're doing a lot of lighter weights too, or to get the muscles going?
It's heavier in the sense where you can do, say, a maximum of 5, and you do that for 2 or 3 sets.
Right.
And the idea is you're lifting heavy, but you're not lifting the heaviest that you can.
Right. So my question is to get you, and you're working out one way to get the heavy weights, but to get the muscles in really good condition, are you doing a whole different workout with a lot of reps, and just to get the muscles strong and you know what I'm saying? And,
Right. Yeah. So I call those accessories. So generally, when I'm lifting heavy, doing the main movements of squat, bench, or deadlift, I'll only do like a maximum reps of 5.
Right.
But when I'm doing accessories, I'll do anywhere up from 10 to 12.
Right.
Even
Okay.
20.
Lighter weights.
Depending. Yeah. Right.
Just to get the muscle and get it strong.
to get all the muscles that accent or help with the main movements.
Right, because once or twice of doing this isn't giving you the total workout.
Right.
It's giving you that you're getting the strength.
Right.
But it's not getting like a lot of times. Like I say, I go to the gym and I see people, and their whole workout will consist of as heavy as they can with this, and that's it, 1
Right.
or 2, and I'm like, you gotta work out. You gotta get the body moving.
You gotta
But
get the
no,
body
that's not what
moving.
their buddies told them. You gotta lift heavy as you can.
Right.
All right. So what's the next one you did? That one. So which one did you break the record on?
So that was deadlift. So what I just showed was squat, and
Right, squat.
My specialty is deadlift. I can't show you bench because we don't have a bench.
Right. We don't have a bench, but we can make.
So for deadlift, the idea there's 2 ways of doing a deadlift. One is what we call conventional, where your feet are inside your shoulder width.
Inside, huh?
Yep. And then the idea is you go down and you have weight down here. You want to, again, keep your back straight. You can either hold the barbell like this. You want your knees inside your elbows like this. And then when you want to pull, there's a lot that goes into it. But
Oh, yeah.
again, you want to be pushing your feet down while you are pulling up, keeping your back as straight as possible.
Wow. So
And when you're lifting very heavy, you'll start pulling, and you're pulling a couple 100 pounds,
Right.
and your back will start to arch.
Right.
And it's okay if your back arches a little bit, say in the upper part. You don't want your lower back arching at all.
blow it right out.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. The idea is, again, to keep your back as straight as possible when you're
So you're
lifting
using
heavy.
your legs. Right.
Right.
They always say like shoveling or whatever. And that's what I see a lot. They go down with the full back down, and they use their back.
Yep.
And I'm like, eventually they're going to blow something out of that lower back.
Right.
Young, you get lucky, or but as you get older and you blow that back out, you're going back in for a while.
It's game over, right?
Yeah.
The deadlift form that I used to beat or make the state record was a sumo style, and so you spread your legs out, and then you want to grip the bar just a little bit closer. This way, you can engage your hamstrings and your glutes a little bit more when you lift. And the idea again is to keep your back straight, put your shoulders back. You want to push down while you're lifting up, and then just keep lock your knees, get your shoulders straight, kind of keep everything as straight as possible.
And that's two different exercises or two different competitions, or you can use either one?
You can use either one in competition.
And can you use both? Oh, so which one did you use?
I use the wider
Sumo?
stance
Sumo type.
because I can use my legs more.
Better balance.
My legs are stronger.
Right.
When I'm just training, though, I'll mostly do conventional style, just because it feels like a better back workout, and I feel like I'm getting stronger that way.
Right. Now you have trainers or coaches who are watching you all the time, or is this something that you got with a group and you just talk and?
So I don't have a trainer or a coach, but the gym that I go to, Free State Barbell Club, they have a lot of people there that are advanced or elite lifters that really understand the technique.
They compete too?
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. That's
National
cool.
record holders.
Did you go together with a lot of guys when you do this? Or
Yes.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
everybody's
good,
helping each other out.
good group of guys and girls, and it was incredible walking in there because so usually when I went to the gym, I understood how everything worked. I understand how to get stronger, how to increase weight. But when I went into the powerlifting world of technique, and I was the new guy again.
Yeah.
And I received a lot of constructive criticism, feedback from these guys.
That's
it was good.
That's what I heard. Wayne Grenier, I'm going to give him a little plug. 72 years old, I think, and he was on the show. I don't know, maybe a year ago, maybe less, and he world records and whatever. So 72-year-old guy who had cancer and beat cancer just a few years before. And he's telling me the same thing as you are. Even the people you're competing against, they're the nicest group of people. They're even rooting for you.
Right.
Everyone's rooting for you, and it's a competitor, but you want to see, especially nice people, succeed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so the record, you got a record. Were you expecting that day, or is that something that you?
It was the goal. Yeah.
My
My intention was to beat the state record in that weight class, and achieve a total weight of over 1,000 pounds lifting when I did, and I did achieve that, and so I was very satisfied with that.
That's so cool. And what was I going to say? They gave you best. How'd they call it? Best lifter award for your weight class?
Within the weight class.
Within your weight class.
Right, yeah. So everybody else, there was maybe 40, 50 people at this event, and at the 75 kilogram weight class, my total was better than the other guys.
Nice. Wow. Then would they give you like a little trophy?
Just a little medal. Just a little medal. It said best lifter.
It's there. It's in the record books. Yeah. So now, and the great thing is you're always got to go the next step. There's always another level. 165, and we were talking the other day. Jeff works at the same company I do, so we see each other in the hallway and we talk and stuff. we're just talking about, and I lose my train of thought because I have so many questions.
No,
for you.
it's
I really
okay.
do. But we're talking about how you're training and how many days a week do you train?
Between 4 and 5 a week.
A week, right?
Yeah,
You
of
gotta
weight
get-
training.
Right.
Yeah.
The heavyweight training.
Right.
All right. So you should give yourself a couple of days rest.
Yeah, and I'm not always lifting very heavy.
Right.
Generally, there's some, I'll lift heavy doing a bench press, and I'll do light squats,
Right.
for example, and then I'll do heavy squats and light bench press.
Right.
And then deadlift, it changes as well.
Right. So you don't have a trainer or a coach, but you're with guys who are more or less like trainers and coaches. You're
Right.
watching them, they're giving you a little advice.
Yep.
And that's pretty cool. What's your plans for the future? You're freestyling it? Is that what you're doing? You're just gonna?
Well, I think if I wanted to continue to grow in powerlifting, my next steps would probably, to get either a trainer or get with
Right.
somebody who knows how to build their own programs and get with a nutritionist as well.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I feel like the eating aspect and what you put inside your body has a
Definitely.
significant impact on your performance.
Yeah. Right. And we were talking about, at 165, 75 kilograms, is that what it is?
Yep.
75 kilograms, 165.3, whatever. I looked it up because I didn't know what 75 kilograms. So he came in at 164.
Yeah, 164 and a half.
That's perfect.
Yep.
It does not get any better than that. You want your highest weight, and because you can't go over. You go over, now you're in the next weight class.
Right.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Then
Those guys are pulling, over.
It makes a difference.
Almost double. Well, not double, but.
No, it's just the weight.
1.5. Yeah,
it's
right.
just the weight.
Yep.
It's like even in the competition, I would have to keep. I would fight at 135. I'm 170 now.
Right.
135. There was nothing. It was just. And if I was to fight at once, these guys were like that. They were just tall, and I'm like, no.
can't.
Let me be the tall
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah.
So you want to be at the top of your game, but then you have to really watch your diet. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I know we can't do bench, but
Right.
you can at least do this and show us some kind of.
So the idea with bench press is, in my opinion, it's one of the more technical movements. There's a lot of people that may disagree, but it's my toughest
Right.
it's my toughest movement. But the idea is, when you are pushing the weight, you want to get your shoulders behind you because you don't want to be using your shoulders. So you're basically trying to pinch your shoulder blades together like this.
Okay.
When you watch, if you go on the TikTok or
Right,
YouTube
right.
and you see people doing this crazy arch that they're doing on the bench, it's a little exaggerated. But the idea is to just engage your chest and your triceps when you're pushing, right? And
No,
you don't want to use your shoulders.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so you pinch your back like this. You get your arms parallel to kind of exactly where you want them. You can either do a wide grip or you can do a close grip,
Right.
depending on how you feel. You want to kind of try to bend the bar. What I mean by that is when you're picking up this really heavy weight, you're trying to kind of bend the bar like this so you can keep your wrists in the same spot so they're not bending like this when you're moving the weight.
Yeah.
And the idea is to not touch the upper part of the chest or the middle part, but kind of where your rib cage meets your chest, and you just touch. You don't want to push it all the way down.
You have to touch.
Yep, you got to
Yeah.
touch, and then in competition, the idea is to touch, and then when the bar stops moving, is when you get the command to lift.
So you don't
Right.
bounce.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't be like that.
Right,
You,
like
you have to you have to touch.
Wow, that's
and
tough. So
then
that's a
lock
dead-
out,
yeah.
and then rack.
You have to rack it yourself. Oh, all right. So you say you got it up. If you can't do this, it doesn't count. Like I say, you need spotters.
It depends on which powerlifting association you're with.
So different rules for different associations.
rules, different leagues.
I thought there'd be one association.
No, there's
Wow.
quite a few.
Because I mean, if you could get a world record But now you got to do this. I mean, that's well awkward.
It's only a couple of inches.
Oh, but it's
generally
all right,
it's
okay.
you're not
I'm thinking it-
you're not putting it all the way back here.
okay. It's just a couple inches. then.
It's
Yeah.
kind of just locking.
And you've got guys just ready anyway.
Yeah, you have spotters on each side to
Yeah.
make sure you don't smash your face.
Right. Wow. That's pretty cool. I mean, there's only 3 events.
Only 3.
Is there other ones with 4? I thought for sure I heard 4. But
there
maybe I'm
used to
wrong.
be, so they used to have competitions, and there are other competitions in different associations that I
Right.
don't compete in.
Right.
But they have dumbbell, barbell curls. They have these.
Okay, so there's all kinds of different.
And then
little
they also have the shoulder press.
Right. That's
Right,
what I thought. Yeah.
the
Or would you call it a
So that is getting into Olympic lifting.
okay.
So yeah, and
That's a whole different world,
It's
yeah.
a whole different world that I don't understand just yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
Always got to continue to grow your skills.
And I don't know. Do you mind anyone knowing your age? Or you're not.
Nope, I'm 30. I just turned 31.
Okay. So as we were talking the other day, that's a good age, maturity-wise, and his whole life, Jeff has been into sports. So it's not. This is just another new sport. Great track. Great at track when you're in high school. Was that what high school?
Yep.
Track, and you were even doing the high jump, or was it the
long jump.
The long jump.
Yeah, the 400 meter and the 200 meter.
The 200 meter, and qualified for states and nationals and here and there for that. We'll be talking about that at the podcast. But so your body's always been ready, and you're in good shape. You can tell you're in good shape.
Yeah, I'm a natural. Some say I'm a natural athlete.
Right.
Just
you get
ready to go.
You're for your, and I always go because I don't think I've been over 170 at all for the last 35, 40. I keep it there. That's my max for my height, and I go with what I want. You're almost the same way right there. For your
Right.
height, you're right where you should be.
Yeah, this is the. I usually walk around at like 170, between 170 and 175.
Right. And you can drop it like that.
And I
if you
can,
want.
yeah, it's mostly water weight.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the heaviest I've ever been.
Right,
So
yeah.
and it feels good.
At 165.
165, yeah.
Right. Right after the competition, I bet you. Because I know I would.
Pizza and cheeseburgers.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, especially when you walk in at the perfect weight, at 164.5 or whatever, if you came in at 167 or 166, you got to work out. You got to
gotta
drop
lose,
some pounds before they weigh you
right.
again. What do they give you? An hour?
They give you until they have weigh-ins at the day before in this
Oh, okay.
league.
So you'll know. You'll
Yeah,
know.
yeah, and you can, and as long as you meet your weight before the very last minute, you're good.
Yeah. That's good. And when you practice, like I was telling them that I have a scale in front of my shower, so it's there every day. I look and I try to guess. All right, I'm probably 169.5. Boom, I'm an ounce off. I go, I was close. But
I know.
And then sometimes when you've been having too much fun, you look down, you see a little bulge in your stomach going, oh no, I got about 3 pounds that I
right.
know that are sitting there.
Yeah.
But you can get rid of it quick if you're an athlete and you train hard.
Right.
Training hard burns a lot of calories. Especially I see you walk around at work a lot, so you're putting on about 4 miles, 5 miles a day.
Probably.
Yeah, I know. I am with my phone. I
Yeah.
look at my phone, it's 7 miles some days.
Wow.
But that's my job, my facility
Yeah.
and stuff. But the long hallways and stuff. So good. Walk the stairs up and down. I seen you running the stairs yesterday.
Yep, you got things to do.
I don't. I don't run the stairs anymore. I gave that up. But it's almost done with the show. That's how fast that was there. Just
Wow,
isn't that
already?
wild? 3
Yeah.
minutes left. So anyway, we're going to be doing a podcast. Right after this, you can catch the podcast and this show, or all the shows I've done on YouTube, DATV, Spotify for the podcast. So just tune in whenever you can. And Jeff, it's been real. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Bob.
The thing is, as I said, and the main thing, I want people to see your technique, and especially it's got to be the back.
Right.
Especially with heavy weights. If you're not playing with the right mind and lifting the right way with heavy weights, your back is one of these days going to pop. And we're talking about discs, because even light weights, And I'm not talking, you could have light weights. You pick them up the wrong way with that back instead of using your knees.
Right.
How about your knees? Do they bother you much at all? And
nope. I will say I recently got some knee sleeves to pull over my knees.
Yeah, just for support.
Yeah.
And what about a belt when you're doing?
When I'm lifting, probably twice my body weight in terms of deadlift, I'll put on a leather belt to make sure that it assists with keeping my lower back straight and squatting as well.
You can't while you're competing. Can you wear a belt?
Yes, you can.
You can wear it?
Yep.
Because I remember I forget what me and Wayne were talking about. No, I don't want it. He's a staunch. I go, really, Wayne? You don't want? I don't want it. I want my muscles to be strong enough to do what I got. That's how Wayne was.
Yeah.
I said, well, good for you.
I totally understand that too. It makes sense. What's realistic strength versus can I move? Like I can move this weight in a certain position at a certain time. With all these things.
I remember the Russian Alexis something many years ago, Wild World of Sports, and he was he was a big man, and he'd have that weight belt, all right. But you knew he was going to break more world records. He was but he was it looked like he was out of shape. He was that big.
Yep.
But he'd come in, and I forget his name, but he was a legend back on Wild World of Sports when I was just a kid. And they go, here he comes, and he'd win every time. And I would guess the weight was what he wanted for whatever he was doing, for picking up that, you know what I'm saying? So he could get the balance.
He definitely trained for it.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah, Russia. He was a Russian champ for many, many years. I forget his name, but thank you very much, buddy. That's a quick show, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you,
That's
Bob.
a quick show.
Oh, yeah.
What we'll do is we'll monitor you, and hopefully I'll be seeing you at work and stuff after competitions, and we'll see how you're progressing in your, because as 31 years old, you've got I would say a good 6, 7, 8 years, and maybe more. I don't know what it is in powerlifting. Maybe another 10 years of being, still young, mature, and constantly, But like Tom Brady and the rest of us, the things start slowing down after a while. So thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the show. Till next time, have fun and train hard.